This week we take a look at what's involved in installing one of these NOX Tiltrotators. We deliver some new hydraulic breaker attachments, we repair some old hydraulic breakers, and we eventually make some more progress in here. My name's William, and along with my wife Laura and my brother Andrew, we run the attachment company. This is Week to Week, the series where we take you behind the scenes of everything that makes our business run, both here in the UK and in the US. So without further ado, let's get into the week. And we took the time to do a little bit of a training crash course on the NOX Tiltrotator. If you watched last week's video, or the week before I think actually, on that note I have just finished watching this video from 2 weeks ago, so I'll link it here. It should be live tonight, it's Wednesday night. Anyway, I'll link it here if you're watching on your phone or your laptop. That's the one I went to the factory for the training on the NOX Tiltrotator. So I was taking the opportunity on Monday to try and relay some of that to Stuart, and that's why we have all of this laid out on the table. We've got the original joystick from the PC55, and we've got the SFAB L8. It comes with the NOX Tiltrotator. Now we have actually got this wired up to simulate it working. You can see I've got my control screen there powered up. It is just powered up from the 12-volt cigarette lighter in the cab at the moment, but it will let me show you quickly around what is involved in this. This is a setup for what we would call the NOXprop Plus. You might have heard me talking about that when we talk about the spec of tiltrotators. I will link the video here and go back and watch me talk over the full spec of this PC55 with the NOX on it. But what NOXprop Plus means is it's a fully proportional setup controlled by the tiltrotator and the tiltrotator's control system. It is primarily for excavators either with one hydraulic circuit like you see here, or for owners and operators who want maximum control, customizability and versatility with their tiltrotator setup. So it uses a single hydraulic circuit. We've got a feed on this side and we've got a return on this side of the dipper. All that does is send oil to the NOX, and then it's a job of the control system to operate the valves in order for the NOX to work in the way that you would like it to work. And to do that, we've got 3 hubs. We've got the main hub module, and then we have an input and an output module. Input, as the name suggests, takes the input from our 2 new joysticks, and outputs that signal back to the excavator in order to replicate the functions of the standard factory spec joystick. Then we've got the computer, the main computer and control screen. That gives us all our options and all our configurations and setups. So if we go there, so if we take the left joystick here, which I know is in my right hand, and I work a roller on there, you can see it. The control system knows I'm working that roller, or I'm pressing this button or that button, and so on and so forth. But what it does mean is you need to get all of this in there. Now we have disassembled just this left joystick in order to simulate this and show you what it looks like. But the new joysticks mount on there using an adapter like this. That holds the new joystick on, and then allows us to build up the armrest around about that. And then it's our job to neatly install and find a home for all of the associated wiring. But this is the joysticks that come with the Prop Plus. Anybody that works a tiltrotator will be familiar with an SFAB L8 joystick, which this is. And then you've also got your connections. Blue connections are buttons, and the black square connectors are each of the rollers. As you can imagine, there's a lot more goes into the installation and setup than that. That's a quick run around the actual fitting kit for a NOX Tiltrotator. The only thing left is it's on us to get a few sales and a few installs, and we can make some more content and show you around actually fitting a full system, similar to what we did on the 14-ton Takeuchi a few months ago. Anyway, it's Wednesday morning, Stuart will be in an hour or so. I'm going to go and get caught up in the office of a couple of things to put through and print out for him to pick, pack and ship today. He's obviously got a couple of breakers and there's an auger package as well. Should be leaving here later this afternoon. First one ready to go, a GBN 30TL with a 5-inch post driving cup and a flat chisel bracket on it for a Bobcat E26. Breaker loaded, ready for delivery. That was GBN 10T. This is going on a 1-ton Wacker Newson mini digger with the two tools, the oil point and the flat chisel, the toolbox and the GB boiler suit. That's to a local customer of ours, so I'm going to run that out just now, get it dropped off. Plan for the day as it stands, it's Thursday morning, we're in the yard. The orange and grey Hitachi breaker is done, ready for collection. Stuart is going to get a start, or get some more progress I should say, made on the little grab with the rotator. I picked up the bracket for that last night. That to get ready. He's also got a bracket to get painted for a PLB 450 that will probably leave tomorrow. And we did delivery yesterday, quite clearly a GB Industries GB breaker delivery. That is the parts for the breaker that we disassembled last week before. The one that's in for repair, there is part of it there. So Stuart and I will make some progress on that, getting the rest of it stripped and resealed, ready for the other parts to come back, and we'll get it put back together. I've said it before and I'll say it again, having good local engineering folks who can sort things out for you is invaluable. This is a single pin hitch bracket for a customer's order. It initially had a 25mm diameter pin in it. I just picked it up there. We machined it out to take a 30. Thanks again to John and Grant for sorting that out for us. That is ideal actually, because a load of those 25s I've not really been using. A couple of videos here just to show you how they've done it in the lathe, but thanks again to them. As I say, invaluable having good people who do good quality reliable work locally. Laura's here.
Hello.
We are what time is it? 2:30 Thursday afternoon. I'm going to go and get a start on this breaker repair once I go back here and get the other camera. Our breaker rebuild from yesterday has hit a bit of a standstill. We're waiting on the bottom part coming back. There was a broken tie rod, so I've dropped that off at the welders in order to get that removed. Everything's resealed, it's back together as much as we can. We're just waiting on that coming back. But anyway, it's Friday morning, we're in the warehouse. Got a load of pallets delivered late last night because we were scratching the bottom of the barrel for pallets in here, so that's got us loaded back up. Plan for today is to get this little grab finished. The bracket for it is there, it's nearly ready to go on. Got the bracket to get on, and then the solenoid valve, and then that can get plumbed up. There's another one of them there actually. So solenoid valve will sit somewhere about here, and then we obviously need to plumb it down into the rotator and back up to the excavator. We will get the customer's machine in probably next week just to finish putting it together and wire it up to his machine. But yeah, that's the plan for the day. I'm going to go and get an hour or so done in the office before Stuart's in, and then I'll catch you up in a bit. A couple of orders heading out today as well. First one for a PLB 450 planer that's packed and ready to go. So got an auger torque drive unit and auger for a customer's Bryce post driver. That's for stock. That's an auger torque X2500 with a 350mm tungsten auger, and Stuart is packing up an X1500 with a 200 diameter tungsten and a single pin hitch. Customer in for a collection as well this afternoon. A couple of S45 grading buckets. We're needing them kind of urgently for a job. There are a couple of older samples that we had outside, but happy to help them out, so they are in to get them picked up. In the meantime, we're waiting for fittings coming for the job on the grab, so I'm going to nip to the builders merchants, grab some blue water pipe. We're going to make a start on getting the water pipe from here all the way over to the offices and the toilet, because the plumber's in, and if we can get the water pipe in, that means we should be good to have a toilet by next week. Alright, Friday evening, 6 PM. You can see how much progress we made with the water pipe. Fill you in on that in a second. The job for the grab bracket and rotator, we've got the rotator installed as I showed you this morning. We've got the bracket on, we've got the solenoid valve mounted. We're now waiting on some different fittings coming for the valve, just so we can get the hoses on kind of tidily. This grading beam looked out for a customer for Monday. We've got the bracket changed on it to suit. The breaker rebuild is where it was this morning. The water pipe, in order to get it in, they said water's all the way down that end of the building, has to come all the way up here. I needed an access platform, which I thought I had lined up a shot of, but that fell through because somebody else was using it this afternoon, so that is what it is. However, the plumber, and you're probably not going to see much in here because it is dark, has made nothing. So good progress. I'll show you this when we've got light in it, but the short version of the story is we're probably a day's work away from having a working toilet, a working sink in the warehouse eventually, which is excellent. But as I say, it is just before 6 PM Friday evening. I'm out of here. I'll be back in the morning. I will catch up with you then. Saturday morning, we're back in the warehouse. The customer is supposed to be coming to pick up the custom painted orange and grey breaker this morning. And I'm trying to work out if I am tackling this water pipe. I don't have a lot else to be at. We'll go and see if we can get the access platform, and we might try and get it. If we can get it up and over the roof space, that would be a major win for the day. Let's go see if we can get the mute first, and that will determine the rest of our morning. Would you look at that? It's our old pal, our old friend, the Takuchi mute. That brings back some memories of about a year ago. If you've been watching our videos long enough to have seen when we moved in here, we spent hours on this thing in here. I'll cut in some footage anyway just to show you. We pressure washed this whole building inside with the help of that machine. So thank you again, PLPC, for the loan of the mute. I'm going to use it to get some progress made on getting this water pipe in, because currently, I hope you can hear me, I've got a bit of a sore throat, I'm losing my voice here, but currently our water in is here, and as you know, our offices and our toilet is all the way over there. So we're going to go up, along, and then over and down, and hopefully into the toilet. So whether I get this done today, I would doubt it, but we'll get a good start on it anyway. 6 minutes past 12 and we have, you can just about see the end of the water pipe there. It's on top of the offices, up there, around the top of the building, around that corner, up over the door. You probably can't even see this, but it's pretty much where I'm pointing, right to there. We've got it all the way actually, but I've ran out of pipe lagging right there, which means you can maybe see the blue pipe from now. It's not the bottom one, it is the top one. So 1, 2, 3 bays to go, and then drop down the wall and connect her up. I don't know how I've so badly misjudged or underestimated the amount of pipe lagging required. However, I'm not doing it without it, because that's a recipe for disaster. So let's go and see if I can grab some more. Hopefully get this finished while I've got this today. 2:30 and we are pretty much done. Managed to get some more pipe lagging. I've also taken a tee off of above me here to run down to put a tap on for the pressure washer, and I've got the pipe successfully all the way along here, up and over there and down that steel. So yeah, good achievement for a Saturday, and it seems fitting that we once again end this week's video, or a week to week video, up on the cherry picker doing some more work in the warehouse. So if you've made it to the end of this week's video, folks, thank you very much for watching all the way through. Thank you for clicking on initially. Let us know in the comments what you thought of it. We're down there. If you'd hit like, hit subscribe as well, you'd be doing us a massive favour, and we will see you next week.